special one.
Decide I was right.
Hello and welcome back to OmniFoot TV. This is Eurostormer speaking, and today's video is about Gonzalo Higuain. The striker's father has recently announced earlier today that he will in fact retire at the end of the season. Higuain is no stranger to trophies. He's won 14 major trophies throughout a glittering career where he featured in 5 different countries, played in 5 different leagues. And you have to give him credit for being possibly one of the best strikers that Argentina has ever produced, one of the best strikers of his era, and I can comfortably say that, in my humble opinion, at the very least, he was world class. Higuain was quite underappreciated throughout his tenure at Real Madrid, and coincidentally, that was the point in time in his career that was my favorite, and it still is my favorite. He just did extremely well for himself. He found solutions to problems most strikers wouldn't even think of. He had a keen eye for goal. His finishing was brilliant. He was quite tenacious up front. You could tell how passionate he was whenever he was on the pitch. He was very good when it came to link-up play. His positioning was always spot on. Some of his goals for Madrid in particular are extremely memorable, and even if you think they're not, just go back and watch some of them. I'm not going to even tell you to watch all of them, but just look at what it meant to the fans and look at what it meant to him upon scoring. The man had a knack for scoring in important games. He had a knack for doing the dirty work as well against the smaller sides. And somehow he managed to maintain his position, managed to maintain his spot. Despite playing second fiddle for the most part, he worked extremely hard and would constantly make it into the starting 11. And even if he wasn't the focus or the focal point up front, he would do well to partner up with whoever had that spot. He's played with Raul, he's played with Benzema and Ronaldo, and I just can't help but feel like he was underappreciated and underrated at that point in time. And when he went to Napoli, it was his way of sort of saying, this is my time to make a mark, my mark, in my career without having to be overshadowed by anyone else, without having to be overlooked or underappreciated. And he peaked outright in such outrageous it was outrageous. His form was through the roof. He broke records in Serie A. He scored the highest number of goals in a single season, and that record was later on broken, but still it made a huge impact. It left a huge impression. And he did extremely well for the Argentine national team, in particular in that phase, although the man's biggest opportunities, those that he's missed, all came in big games on the international stage. That's why he gets bad publicity and a huge amount of shtick. But in regards to his club career, his move away from Napoli later on to Juve, I think that was the most successful move he's ever made. He won multiple trophies, 2 Serie A's, 2 Coppa Italias, and a Champions League runners-up medal. And he would have easily been worthy of that Champions League winners medal, but, alas, Madrid were too tough at that point in time. But all I can personally say, I'm a Chelsea fan, and there is no secret that I would have wanted him in my team. I think he came in a little too late, and he lifted a trophy I don't think I assumed I'd see him lift. That wasn't necessarily the scenario I had in mind. I would have preferred a peak Higuain, although, I got him in the team. I got to see him play for us. It was good while it lasted. He didn't stay on for a long time. He stayed on for a short while, so most people will consider it forgettable. But, it was good to see him in the blue. Apart from that, I just think that he was one of the most capable strikers I've seen, especially from Argentina. And you look at him, and he was easily made a scapegoat in regards to the Argentine national team, although he just kept going. He retired from international football, to my dismay, personally, and he just moved on with his career. And currently at 34, playing in the MLS, I think that, I support his decision to retire, and I hope he still maintains a role in the game, be it on the touchline or elsewhere in one way, shape, or form. The failures or the mishaps, the missed opportunities that he's been a part of don't largely define his career. I don't think I'd agree with anyone who says otherwise because, look at him. He's played with some of the best players in the world. He was one of the best strikers in the world. For a point in time, he was one of the hottest properties in world football. And he's ending his career quietly. Most players, you'd want a player like that to end his career in style emphatically, but you have to give it to him. Either way, He looks extremely different now than he did when he had hair, when he was a lot younger. I was watching a couple of his goals for Madrid earlier on, and I saw one of the comments on the YouTube video, and it was like, seeing Higuain with hair is so bizarre. And I can't agree more, and now he's just bald, and he has this Kratos-esque beard. And he looks kind of odd to me. He actually makes me feel like I've grown older. And you know, I used to watch him play in 2008. Time really does fly. I guess all we can do is watch as many highlight videos as we can, write about him if we do, and just, you know, reminisce about the good old days, thank the guy, and be on our way. Football has its ways of showing us some very good talent, and every so often there's always that crop of players who make it into that, you know, that circle. I think Higuain was one of them, despite the fact that people would genuinely disagree, but I do believe that he was one of them, and I think he could have made it into any team in the world, not just because of the form he was on, but because of the finesse and the quality that he possessed. And that's the point upon which I will end this video. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. The links to our social media accounts will be in the description below, along with a link to all of Higuain's Madrid goals in particular. I hope you watch that and enjoy it, drink it in, because we're not going to be hearing his name anytime soon. And I will see you next time the whistle blows. Please enjoy tonight's Champions League games, and I'll try to put out a reaction video tomorrow, unless something else makes the headlines. We'll have to wait and see. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good night.